can give you anything. Just tell me what you want. A house, a car, a planet or two, a mighty ship with a sailing crew. All you have to do is ask.
At Samantha's Bridal, we have learned never to say we've seen it all, or to claim there's nothing left that could surprise us in weddings. Just when we think there's nothing left that could shock us, something wacky happens, and we are wrong yet again.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
So we've given up claiming that we know everything that can happen at a wedding. We don't.
He said, I don't want dramas.
I think that stole the show for everybody.
Even after 12 years and over 2,500 weddings, things still shock, surprise, and even sometimes horrify us regularly.
We were like, we want delivery. We want delivery. We don't want this. You're doing this. We want this.
Our top 10 wedding countdown list captures the essence of weddings in Kenya by compiling the most superlative.
It was rumored at the time in the news. This is what the news, isn't it, said. Was it 1 billion or 3 billion, something like that?
Truly notable.
Even though the daughter was getting married, the mother really stole most of the headlines.
The whole wedding, we used about 4,000 stems of roses. That's only a tip of the iceberg.
Absolutely blue ribbon culture bric-a-brac.
My total look? This is a lot of money. 6,200?
No,
US dollars.
12 million Kenya shillings for decor.
Wow.
Stick to the budget.
Part drama and reality.
Confirmed. Very confirmed. Confirmed. Very confirmed.
We have compiled the wedding countdown. In today's show, weddings in most instances are special occasions, but the fun seems to double up when a star ties the knot or the couple does something extraordinary that leaves our tongues wagging.
When you're a celebrity, there's a lot of pressure because you know a lot of people want to have their noses all up in your business.
From what they wear,
Many Kenyans reacted to the dress.
One thing I think the world forgets is I am a pastor's daughter. I'm not a pastor.
Ori as a person is over the top, and I think if you're her daughter and you're getting married, that's already like you have to get to her bar and surpass it.
to how the decor was.
The whole wedding, we used about 4,000 stems of roses.
I think that stole the show for everybody.
Everything is always followed up by fans. Despite the fact that some of the marriages have ended, there are some celebrity weddings that are just ingrained in our memory. They're the ones that truly set the trend or were just so different that they still make their way into conversations. Here is Samantha's Bridal unofficial ranking of the most talked about weddings. At number 10, when they say that Luo is a lifestyle, not a tribe, no one tends to justify the assertion more than Jared Otieno, a successful city businessman famous for spending 30 million Kenya shillings to acquire a customized Porsche.
I don't know who he is, but I think their wedding was full of pomp and glamour.
I guess if you have money, go ahead and spend it.
This man of means, as his friends call him, brought Meru town to a standstill as he spent nearly 15 million shillings as dowry to his girlfriend Mary Kendi, leaving Kenyans to wag their tongues.
Remember some story about helicopters when they were going to pay bride price or something? That's not exactly undercover.
If you're going to arrive with a helicopter, that's really not undercover. You meant that you want the world to know about it.
This was a question of somebody who was trying to fulfill what he believed his personality is or was. I'm seen as somebody who is from a particular tribe and we do things a particular way, or I am perhaps People think that I have a certain amount of wealth and money, and so I have to fulfill that particular promise. And, you know, whether that wedding was fulfilling that purpose or truly this was his way of celebrating the love between him and his wife is a debatable point. It's just a way of flaunting wealth, flaunting power, perhaps letting people know that this is this is how I live my life. You know, it's not for me to judge whether that couple are truly in love, but for me, the wedding is more about the importance of that ceremony. It's about celebrating that special moment between the two people, and not about the attendant cars or how huge the wedding cake is, and so on and so forth.
His entourage comprises of his equally moneyed friends in 4 choppers, a fleet of Mercedes-Benz, 5 Porsche cars, and other top-of-the-range vehicles. This triumphant entry brought everything to a standstill as the villagers left all they were doing to see the extraordinary incident. To top it all up, their invite-only wedding, which took place at the Windsor Hotel, was the climax of the whole affair, where millions were spent to entertain their reportedly 1,200 guests.
We did Jared Atieno's wedding as well. His wedding was also very nicely done, very good couple. You know, they gave me freedom to do what I wanted. So I think that was one of my really good weddings. In fact, the wedding, the church setup that we did, I got an award for it last year in Italy, for one of the best setups they had seen, and in a panel of international work as well. It was an all-white wedding, and all white and gold.
The bride was chauffeured to the venue on a horse chariot complete with flower petals, which practically looked like a story from a fairy tale.
One day a wedding planner, that's Aura Events, calls us, and they want to book a horse and a carriage. What struck me is the home where the bride was being picked it was like a full wedding by anybody. For most people, for most ordinary Kenyans, that would be a full wedding. There was a feast, a proper feast, and people were completely properly dressed. I didn't know it was Jared's wedding.
That's a good example of what I call conspicuous consumption, where you have money and you're going to show everyone through the choices that you make, the things that you buy, you want everyone to know that you have money. And I guess good for them. The choices they made, he was in a very nice classic black suit, bow tie, he looked fantastic. Kendi's dress was also very classic as well. I'm sure they were not cheap, but the good thing about it is that they also didn't look tacky.
It was quite flamboyant.
Here are some of the photos from their extravagant nuptial.